Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz,
I'm Chris.
I'm Marissa.
And I'm Scott.
and we are keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. This week, we are bringing the episode to you ourselves. We are doing it all by ourselves.
You're self-supportive.
No help from nobody. Nah, but for just check out our Threadless store. I actually have some shirts coming in tomorrow, which will be 2 days ago when this airs. So good luck with that math. But we are going. I'm getting a couple shirts. Jess, my wife, she got a shirt, and I might have her model a shirt because you guys don't want to see me modeling your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't do as many live streams as some of the other people.
Hey man, we all have guts.
Listen,
I just made everybody stare at my gut for like 20 minutes while I played with a pedal. It was pretty great live stream.
Nice. All right. So I guess we'll do what's new. Chris, what's new with you?
I got something super exciting this week. I got a...
You sound like you're about to have a lobotomy. You're like, I got something super exciting this week.
I got a one-piece, three-band active passive. Oh, that's a lot to say. Jazz-based control plate with assembly knobs and pots off of Amazon because I'm too lazy to wire and too cheap to actually have somebody else do it.
Listen,
so I'm going to be attempting to do that.
Easy. Like, there's people who are like, no, this is like a walk in the park, and I just see a bunch of wires that I'm going to screw up.
Yeah, so since I'm doing it this way, all I have to do is essentially like connect the actual pickup wires to the pots and call it a day.
That's pretty cool.
So
Nice.
it's super exciting and boring at the same time because it's
Where'd you get
a
that from
control
again?
plate. Amazon.
Okay.
That's
$12.
www.amazon.com if you've never been there.
Not a sponsor.
Was it from that, like, they have a store there where they're always selling vintage stuff. I think it's like the Art of Tone or something like that storefront.
They probably try to sell me the same thing, saying it's out of like a 60s jazz bass for like $500. So no.
Yeah, they got like the
I'm
paper
good.
and oil capacitors and
Ooh.
all that mojo.
Yeah, one of these days I'll probably upgrade from that, but you know, I'm not in too much
Here's
of
my
a
question, though. Like,
hurry. I just want to get
how
it
many-
working.
Like, wouldn't you be a little skeptical, like, if you bought that? Could you imagine if you spent all that money and you were like, yeah, this is gonna be great, and you get it and you put it in and everything? No, it either sounds horrible or it's like not from a vintage instrument.
Yeah, that would suck.
They just left
Like
it
I'm
outside
totally
for 6
expecting
weeks.
this to suck, but at least it's going to be like playable
Yeah.
potentially.
Let's see, Marissa, what do you got new?
Nothing. I guess the same thing as him.
Yeah, I guess it's
This
team
is
effort.
technically her bass.
How is Project Jazz Bass going?
Do you want to? Do you know everything that needs to be done to it still?
Everything.
Yeah.
The sound of defeat. It's just,
I mean, like, it wouldn't be too much of a hassle. Like, if I can at least get it wired up, the setup is going to be like a little cheaper to have somebody else do that because like the nut has to be installed, I think, and cut out. Like the slots need to be cut out in it, I think.
okay, you didn't get a
Are you just
pre-cut
gonna
one.
No.
give them a blank and say do it, or
Yeah.
okay?
And since it's like the bound fretboard, they've got to like shave that too, and it's like I'm definitely not doing that myself.
Yeah,
That's a lot of work.
it is.
Yeah. All right. Man, that sucks. You have that much work left on it.
Yeah,
You
we're
think
trying to hopefully
Are you
we'll
gonna
get
have
it done by now.
NAMM?
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah.
We should be able to.
My Strat sold today, so we'll take some of that money and just go ahead and take it to whoever and get it done.
Nice.
Or at this point, might as well just have them wire it up like we want it
Yeah.
to.
Are you doing
So-
the good Alan Clayton wiring job? The wiring
I
system?
don't know that he has anything special about it, so no or yes at the
I just
same
felt
time.
like saying Alan Clayton to see if I can get Marissa going. So, we'll see. Let's see.
She's containing her rage so well right now.
I know, despite all her rage, she's still
Well, she
just
can't
Marissa
hit
in a
you, and
cage.
I'm the one within arm's reach.
You just wait until I tell you what Chris told me in a private message, Marissa. Scott, what's new with you?
A bunch. I sold some junk and I bought some junk, and not all of it's in yet. So, unlike my last Klon situation, I won't announce something I bought without actually having it in hand anymore.
What's going to come first, the KTR or Summer NAMM?
I don't know. I do want to just...
You're going to be at Summer NAMM. You're just going to be standing there. You're like, hey, do you know who I am? I want my KTR. Like, you're gonna go. I could see you going over.
It'd be
to that
funny
shop.
if we go in and there's one sitting on the shelf.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I would be livid.
Dude, no, you'd be like, they'd like arrest you for like stealing. You're driving. You're like, this is mine, and you walk out. And, like the police like knock you down. You're like, no, I paid for this, and you show them the receipt, and they're like, wait, what the hell?
And I'm like, no, let me go on my phone and find the receipt, and I gotta keep scrolling through my email because it's months old at this point.
You're like, hold on.
Yeah.
They're like, what's the effects loop? You're like, let me tell you something really quick. You're keeping... And that's how we got our first advertisement on national television. Man
Getting arrested in Nashville. Awesome.
Man gets arrested in Nashville screaming about his podcast. That'd be great.
All right. So actual stuff. I guess start with the thing everyone probably already knows about. I did a live stream in the group this weekend. I want to say 2 weeks ago or so when we were chatting with Doug, I started looking at this pedal I've had for a while, which was the Love Pedal JTM. And I love the pedal. I love how it sounds. It was $50 off their scratch and dent sales that they do like once a month. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome, but it's just too loud. And there was no volume control on it. And so I took it apart, started looking at it, started looking at schematics. And then it just kind of sat on my shelf for about a week and a half with me just not really doing anything with it. And then I kind of finally figured out, hey, here's where I got to wire it in, yada, yada. And so, yeah, I did a live stream of me trying out some different potentiometers, trying to get the sound right on that thing. That's all done. It's put away. It's working great. Also, in this week, I got the newer EHX Big Muff Op Amp edition, which is awesome.
Does it give you that good old Billy Corgan sound?
I basically plugged it in and played exclusively Smashing Pumpkins riffs, so yes.
Anytime I plug in a fuzz, that's like my go-to.
Yeah, I just start with Cherub Rock like right away.
Ooh, I do love playing Possum Kingdom. Anytime I'm doing the lead line.
That's not Smashing Pumpkins.
I know. I'm saying, like, in addition to Smashing Pumpkins. I was just trying to be a part of... You know what? Screw you, Scott. I'm going to sit over there. Whatever. Hopefully no one can hear my audio this week since there's complaints about that. So if you're in a group complaining about my audio, Michael Newman, I don't know what the... Listen, I'm going to explain something to you guys. Listen, everyone sit down. Daddy Diaz is going to have a little talk. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. There's just a mic in front of me, and somehow it works. I hit record, and then I send my audio to a Dropbox, and that's it. No, it's not even like Google Drive Dropbox. It's like literally a box on the road, and I mail it in. And it's ridiculous.
That's how deep in the country he is.
I don't know that's like Adam Delhanic messaged me about the camper. He's like, so do you just use it as an amp? I was like, yep. Like, that's it. There's all this fancy stuff to it. Nope, I just set it and forget it. So
that's right, he's on Team Camper now, isn't he?
Dude, oh no, the coolest thing. So he actually like messages me about it, and apparently I actually, whenever we talked about it before, I was like, you've got to get the remote, you know, you'll regret not getting it. Mm-hmm. He got the remote because of it, and he's like, dude, that's the game, like that's where it's at, is the remote, using it. So I actually was beneficial to someone at some point. Miracles happen. But yeah, now that I've totally thrown a drama fit and taken over, why don't you finish with your last thing, Scott?
And the last thing I got in this week was a really terrible impulse buy. I got a Korg Miku.
See, but I don't think that's too terrible. It's a novelty thing, but it looks like it would be like great to have a nice stiff drink and then just go nuts.
I mean, I had a good 15 minutes of fun with it.
15
it got old.
Minutes? What?
But like, yeah, you can't use it for too long.
Yeah.
But like just getting a feel for it and goofing off. And I was like, this thing's stupid and it's ridiculous. And like, I think I'd like, if I have room, I'll sneak it into my board and just like throw it on during rehearsal for a laugh. You know, those kind of things. But yeah, it's fun. I've heard rumors that they're no longer producing them, and that this last little sale run will be the last of them. So part of me is also speculatively buying this for, like, hopefully in 2-3 months I'll be able to flip this and make some money.
They should make a podcast that's like about flipping stuff.
I don't even. They'd have to put it in the name for anyone to like notice it.
Yeah,
so.
those flipping, and they could put flipping in it too. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, but then everyone would think they're swearing all the time, but like not swearing.
No, that's the joke. See, it's not fun when you have to spell out the joke. It just ruins it.
So the joke is
it's the word, and it's the word that they're describing of the people, and it could be a bad word too.
No, but you guys don't get this. This is already a podcast.
Listen,
and we know those people. That's why this is funny. Yeah.
The Flippin' Flippers podcast, which they actually.
Diaz, what's new with you? We got to get off this.
Okay. Well, all right. So I got a DRS guitar rack system. I got the Bravo with the workbench from Doug Cower, who was our guest the past 2 weeks, because it's freaking, they look great, and I've wanted to support Doug, so I did. I bought some stuff. But that thing, I did a live stream in the group where everyone got to see my sweaty, fat, bald head, and I put it together pretty fast. I actually messed up and fixed it, and I think the live stream still was like 20 minutes long. So it's a great quality. I've loved it because it's actually taller than I thought it would. Scott, you'd love this. So I can use the workbench while standing up, and like it's so comfortable. It's like perfect height.
Nice.
So like I rewired my board. I did it on top of the workbench. I've been putting my Kemper on top of the workbench and playing standing up, like using the headphone out. It's really nice. So it's a good quality rack. It's definitely, I mean, they're not cheap. I think it was like close to $700 for the Bravo and the workbench. And it's what is it? It's made of bamboo. So I mean, I'm guessing with all the panda bears you have to kill to get to the bamboo, it's probably expensive.
You don't have to, you just get to.
Wow.
Does that get dark?
Great. Now we're going to have WWF and PETA knocking on our doors. But, and by WWF, I don't mean the good one. I mean like the one that ruined it.
There's a good one?
It's an old school WWF, dude. Raw is War and Warzone. Back with Stone Cold Steve Austin and all that. Come on.
I
guess those are my trashy roots coming out. I also got Ernie Ball VP 40th anniversary. So I've gone through volume pedals, and I've always been a fan of the VP Junior, and this one's the same size. I was wondering about that when I ordered it, because it didn't say Junior. I was wondering if it was going to be the same size than it is as the Junior. So it looks good. It's got the same great sweep. It's got the Kevlar thing, so hopefully I don't break that. But everyone complaining about the VP Juniors. I've only had one broken string in the plenty of years I've owned them. So, but I traded off my VP Junior and regret it. So. Because I got nothing for it.
Oh.
Because I traded it off to some guy who used to supply gear. So.
Oh, did I tell you guys I sold my gear supply cable kit?
I saw you mention it on there.
Yeah, I just casually mentioned. I was like, it took him like 2 months to get it to me. So by that time, I already bought other cables, and so now this just was sitting around. Multiple people just like hit me up. And one of the guys finally pulled the trigger on it.
How much did you sell it for?
$100 for a 10 cable kit, which I think I paid $110 for it.
Yeah, I was about to say that's close to what they were charging. So.
And I think I used a coupon on it, so I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah. All right. So Does anyone have anything else new? I will take that
No.
silence as a no. Gear news. So, Matthews Effects announced the Astronomer version 2. So, it's an upgrade from the Astronomer version. I think they were on 1.5 because they did an update to the algorithm, didn't they, or something like that?
Was the 1.5 an algorithm update, or was it just soft switches?
Oh, it might have been soft. Was there ever?
Soft
I think it was just soft switches because I actually had to send mine in to get fixed, and he went ahead and just did the 1.5 mod to it.
I thought that they were both soft switches.
No.
The first one wasn't soft switches?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that would have sucked. Well, all right.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like there's a tap tempo or anything on this, so
No.
you don't really need soft switches other than the.
I love soft
it's
switches
quieter.
because there's nothing worse than pop, like hitting in the middle.
Yeah, especially when it's at like the end of your chain.
Yeah. or if it's like right before the delay. That my compressor did that today. I hit it and it popped. Which I guess they say that it could be a buildup of static electricity, and that's what can cause a pop sometimes. But
I don't know, I've had
sometimes you
pedals
just
that
need
do
to
it, like,
click it
every
like 3
time.
times to kind of dispel all of it, and then it'll be fine.
I try scaring it, like sneaking up on it with a mask on, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, so the V2 has 3 algorithms in it. It has the Astronomer normal, then it has the Astronomer Gold, and then the new one, which is kind of like putting a pog. I think it has an octave up and down, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that the Orion?
I don't know
Mode?
with all this stupid bull crap.
I'm
not
so
saying-
confused since like glow is how he described the shimmer in general on previous versions, so this is kind of confusing.
Has a low glow. I don't know, but
Low glow, high glow.
pretty much what happened was though, if you were in the Matthews Effects Astronomer or Innovators group, there was 2 releases in there that were, one was the Father, which had the Astronomer, the Shimmer, or the Gold Astronomer, and the Cosmonaut in it, and it only had one preset compared to 2 on normal ones. And then he released the Fool for April Fool's Day, which no one knew what it was until it came out, and everyone pieced together, it was 3 new reverbs, but pretty much it was like 2 reverbs that were like normal reverbs, which usually you don't get from Matthews Effects, and then it had the one that's kind of like an octave up and down. Well, I don't know if it's the Orion or whatever. And pretty much he's put out the Fool and even made a poll that was like, oh, which one do you like the best? What do you like on it? And I guess he was using us as a test market without kind of being upfront about that, which is kind of, not saying it's like shady or anything, but it is slightly annoying. Because now they came out with a V2 and I've got 2 pedals, which is cool because I've still got 2 presets, but I can stack them. But it was kind of, I don't know, there was a little bit of grumble from some people about the way it was released.
Yeah.
Because Rick seems like a really good guy. I don't think he'd ever do anything intentionally to be, I'm saying shady, not in a sense of like illegal activity or something that's like harmful in a sense, but it was kind of if you bought both of them and you were expecting a limited edition where like no one else would be able to get their hands on some of the stuff, it was kind of dirty in that sense. So
you're still not getting the same thing.
yeah,
both
that's
the
what-
Father
let's-
and the Fool are still very different than what this does.
Yeah, I'm not like upset, but it was kind of like I feel like for the people who are pretty loyal in the sense of buying the like limited editions, and like especially the people who bought a pedal not knowing what it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You ended up with something that wasn't super special anyways, because now everyone who buys a production line pretty much has it, because the other two sound like Rick's reverbs, but without any without any like octave up or down. So pretty much you could turn one of the other ones, like you could go and do a astronomer and turn down the shimmer on it.
Yeah, I just think it's just because the Fool was kind of lame. Because it was just a hall and a plate reverb, and everyone was like, you do weird stuff, you do the crazy stuff, far out stuff, and that's what we were expecting, and he gave us something very traditional.
You gave me an astronomer and a cosmonaut without any of the cool parts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, if you were to say, hey, I'm selling the Father at what I paid for it, I'd probably buy it off you still. I think that pedal was perfectly fine at, what was it, $150?
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's totally reasonable. It was pretty cool packaging, all that. The Fool just kind of, I was like, about.
Yeah, the Fool was kind of lackluster.
And then on top of that, just the whole group culture of the Matthews Effects Innovators group has made me like debate leaving the group. I don't ever go in there and read the conversations anymore.
Honestly, it's like it's really pretty much kind of the darkest corner of Gear Talk Praise and Worship, like of people who are just like,
are they arguing about if I can wear a hat at church there too?
No, I'm talking more
Still?
of like the self-masturbation of like when you've got a builder. I know I didn't want to say that phrase, but that's pretty much what it is. Like, you've got these guys who are just like, oh, Rick Matthews is so like, and he's like, listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with Rick at all. I think he seems like a really nice guy, and he set up the group with the intentions of it like being where he could get a hold of his customer base, and be able to do this. But the culture of the group has changed to where it's just insane. Like
it's just like 5 people who just post way too much.
Yeah,
that's really all it is.
That's kind of like, I think that's kind of like where it gets close to Gear Talk Praise and Worship, because Gear Talk Praise and Worship is like, you have the post by this guy, and then this guy's going to come in and say something that no one cares about Janu, and they're going to like it's just kind of, I don't know, I don't care for the culture in it so much.
Yeah.
But it's mostly like you said, it's kind of like the few don't represent the masses. I mean, how many people are in that group? 1,000, 2,000?
Something pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, that's a decent number of people who are sitting around just, you know, all about one guy and the pedals he makes. But,
okay. Reeling this in and kind of closing it out, one feature that I think we skipped over here that is easy to skip over.
The trails and no trails.
Well, I think that's a result of the soft switching allowing that to happen. But they're also, it now runs at 100 milliamps, where I think the old one was 200. So that actually allows it to run on a lot more power supplies, because a lot of the older power supplies didn't run higher than 150. So
I've never had an issue, but
yeah. Well, which power supply are you using?
Well, I always used a decent one. Like, I always used when I had I've had the astronomer, I think once or twice before, and they I think I used a Voodoo Labs 4x4 or a one spot CS12, or True Tone CS12, not one spot, True Tone.
Yeah, so like a lot of those they'll have their high current outputs and their low current outputs. A lot of those the newer power supplies have ramped that up a little bit, just because everyone's using digital pedals now all over the place, and but yeah, this is cool. That's an interesting feature, because that means he didn't just recycle the same guts.
Yeah.
There's a new chip in there probably, or something changed in that circuit in a big way. Yeah. But yeah,
I just sold my V1, so I'll probably pick this up in a month or two. Because the Astronomer is still one of my favorite reverbs.
I'll trade you. Do you still have the what is it, the
Cosmonaut
Dimension C?
Oh, the third dimension?
No, the Dimension C, the expensive one.
Oh, like taking half off?
Huh?
For your Fool?
No, I'll do my fool and father for it.
I don't know. We'll talk offline.
Huh?
We'll talk offline.
Oh, shoot. Wow, that might actually happen. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass right now, so.
All right. Well, while we're on the topic of reverbs,
You're like, well, we're on the topic of talking out of our butts.
yeah. So like the day after we recorded our double up, Electro Harmonics announced the Ocean's 11, which is 11 types of reverb in the same package, plus
With or without Tom Cruise.
Wait, Tom Cruise wasn't in Ocean's 11?
Yeah, he wasn't.
No, that's George Clooney, sir.
Jeez.
One of those actors that was before my time.
Yep.
How old are
27.
you? Dude, you are almost my age. George Clooney was Batman when you were a kid.
And I never watched that because of that.
Yeah, that's why you didn't watch the
wait,
Batman movie.
so you don't know who he is, but you're blaming not watching Batman. No, you need to blame it on Joel Schumacher and making a horrible Batman franchise.
You guys
We'll talk
remember
about that another
ER
day.
way back in the day?
Yes.
Yes, I do
No.
remember that.
The best.
George Clooney, man.
No, do you guys remember the show Smart Guy?
Yep.
They made a George Clooney joke on there. Mo took the paddles. Remember the little paddles where you could throw the tennis ball and it would stick to it? It was like Velcro.
Oh, yeah.
He took them, rubbed them together. He's sat there, was like, clear. Where's George Clooney when you need him? I never got that joke until I got older and realized George Clooney was on ER.
So you're like rewatching Smart Guy right now on Netflix? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just remember it that vividly.
Uh-huh.
So the Ocean's 11.
I would
A
watch
lot
it.
it looks like a lot of your kind of standard reverb options in here. It does sound like it drips.
That's what I really want, is because I need a good drippy reverb.
So you're starting a surf band now?
No, I've listened. So, my kids had to listen to it yesterday. I had to go eat with my mother-in-law, but don't worry, she's not listening.
Is your wife listening?
She knows how I feel. Listen, when my mother-in-law
Okay.
dies, I'm bringing a silver bullet to that funeral because she ain't limping away from it. Yeah, get quiet. I don't care. That's documented until the internet goes away. No, I was raised on the Ventures and the Shadows and stuff like that, and that's where kind of my love for guitar came from. My first guitar was a Stratocaster, and I loved playing Walk Don't Run, Apache, stuff like that. So I want a drippy reverb.
Nice.
My
I like it
favorite.
because I actually had the Canyon, and that was pretty nice for what it was. And like, I'm guessing it's in the same price point as that, so you really can't beat this many reverbs for that
Pretty-
price point.
It's
pretty
just
much
under
if time-
150.
Yeah, timeline to Canyons is Big Sky to Ocean's 11.
That's a lot of words, so yes.
No, that's just.
That will make sense to me on Wednesday when I listen to the episode again.
All right, Aaron Abubo, if you happen to listen to this, if I was wrong, correct me. I guess he knows a little bit about English. I believe he teaches English. I just
So,
wonder if he
at
listens to the show.
$150, where does this compare to the Hall of Fame, price-wise? Because that's who it's going up against, right? Like, that's its main competition?
Yeah, in that price range.
I would pick this over the Hall of Fame any day.
Yeah, same. Because
Over
I've
the
had
Nash?
I've had the TC delays and reverbs that are comparable to like this in the Canyon, and I would probably definitely go with the HX if I had to do it over again.
Yeah, let's see. So you've got a Hall, you've got a Spring, which says pays homage to vintage Fender tube reverbs. So getting pretty specific there. You got a plate reverse, which a reverse reverb would be a lot of fun.
that
You've
would be
got
fun.
echo, reverb plus delay. A digital delay feeds into the plate reverb. You got a tremolo. So it's reverb plus tremolo. A modulated reverb. A dynamic reverb. 3 dynamic reverb algorithms: swell, gate, and duck. That sounds like a game, but auto infinite, reverb that triggers a reverb wash for each note or chord. When a new note is struck, the previously resounding reverb wash crossfades to the new one.
That's like the Freeze has a mode like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, or it kind of reminds me of what's that pedal we saw at NAMM last year? That's the sustain pedal.
The Plus?
Yeah.
The Plus pedal?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Plus pedal's manual, though. You have to, like, say, here's my new thing to hold.
Well, yeah, but this doesn't cost $300.
More than that, my buddy flipped his. Sold it at a profit because people are like, well, I don't want to wait 3 weeks for it to come from Latvia.
It's from Latvia?
Or somewhere in the
whatever.
EU.
They've got great pancakes, so...
oh, God. There's so much to unpack on that one. Oh. Correct him in the group. Correct him in the group. Let's move on.
Latvian pancakes. Shimmer generates...
Are you thinking of lattes?
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Latkes. Latkian? They're from Latka.
That's not Latvian.
I really was going for like the joke, and I'm just gonna run with it as long as possible.
All right. Fun little feature on
I'm not
the
done
oceans.
reading the different types, Scott.
Sorry,
Okay,
Polly,
Phil.
we're done. All right.
Shimmer and
Sorry,
Polly.
Phil.
Bye.
Yeah, my favorite last thing on the bottom of it is it has a mode where if you like double tap the foot switch, it'll act like you're kicking a spring tank.
Oh hell yeah!
So there's some fun little stuff in here. I think this is going to sell like crazy. I think.
I'm about to go buy one.
All right.
Oh my gosh, that's actually really cool though. I want the...
Yeah, this would be a good like single like for a small pedal board, like if you're putting together a like PT Junior size board.
Ryan Burke is getting one, or he ordered one. I think it's on its way.
Yeah, and I think Nathan Schaefer already has his in hand, so we should be seeing some demos this week.
Yeah. Who was opening the door? Someone opened the door trying to get nosy.
How dare they?
Let's see. Next up, B-Tronics Royal Jelly. Scott, you take this one.
So this is an interesting pedal. I think, how did I describe it? It's Jack White in a box.
Yeah.
So is its JWUs through the roof, or?
I don't want to steal things from another podcast and make them get all mad at us in a pre-episode. Steve. And,
Yeah, Steve, I was asking people today ideas for topics. What? You got a problem with it? Fight me. I'll be in Nashville in a few weeks.
he won't.
He won't.
He won't.
Oh, well, he needs to get his butt to Nashville.
Yeah. So the Royal Jelly is interesting because it's a parallel unit, so it has a fuzz side and it has a overdrive side, and they run at the same time. So the signal splits, runs through each of them independently, and gets blended back together. So think Pelotar without maxed out fuzzes.
Well,
Similar
just
kind of
lame.
concept.
That's lame now that you say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But instead of being two fuzzes and getting different characters of them, this is a lot more vintagey lo-fi stuff. It's not the ripping fuzz that the Pelotar does.
Is it like a putter?
Like it's like sagged out and it just kind of dies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do not know.
So is this kind of like the Kyber? Because isn't the Kyber like fuzz and overdrive combined?
Yeah, but they don't run parallel, and it's not a traditional fuzz on the Kyber. The fuzz on the Kyber results from like him using the way the LED functions. It's a different way of generating a similar effect.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this does that whole bumblebee buzzy kind of thing. It's pretty expensive at $289.
No.
It's got a lot of controls in it, and
No.
it's got some more extra modes and stuff like that.
Doesn't matter.
Check it out if that's what you're after.
If you can afford that, you should start. We need to start a Patreon or something. If they're gonna.
I mean, this is so much. What was it? What did we look at last week? The Moon Canyon.
Yeah.
That was crazy pricey.
Yeah.
It was even in euros. That's how much we couldn't afford it. I mean,
God, in euros, I thought that the European Union went down. Are they still doing euros?
No, that was something else.
Yeah, see how much I pay attention.
I mean, what's that in Bitcoin right now? Anyway.
Thanks, Obama.
Oof. What's
So,
this?
yeah.
Oof.
That's the Beatronics Royal Jelly. Check it out. The demo that they have on... I don't know where this demo came from. The one on Music Radar, it's pretty solid. Does a pretty good overview of the whole pedal.
And then what do we have last?
Our topic.
Fender Telemaster Bull Tele Hybrid Ugly Crap thing. I can't talk too bad because apparently we have a meeting with Fender at Summer NAMM. And
Well, we had one.
yeah, until they hear this, they're like someone from Fender's like, we have to listen to a most recent podcast from the people who are meeting with us, and they hear me and they're like, no, you guys can come on. Diaz has to stay out.
I'm good
Yeah,
with that.
this is Diaz does not speak for the podcast as a whole, so
I surely do not. There's a good reason for that too. But yeah, this thing's ugly. Still is. I think we've talked about it before.
I mean, it's not the worst thing out there, that I will say.
I'm just
I'm
really
not
happy.
gonna like go out there and rush and buy one. It's not my cup of tea, but it's definitely not like the ugliest thing.
Yeah, the Jazzmaster vibrato looks a little funny. It looks really funny. I think that's the part that really throws
No,
everything in.
I can tell you what it is. It's not that. It's those Jazzmaster pickups. Looks ugly as sin. Number
Really?
one, the picture has two different tones from the pick guard and the pickup covers.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah, they don't match.
They do not match, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. Because those pickup covers, well, I'm not a fan of them anyways.
Oh, I love those pickups.
I don't like the look of them. The way they sound has nothing to do with it. It's the look. I'm talking pure aesthetics on this. It's ugly. It's nasty. It should be ashamed of itself. But I am proud of Fender following the American with Disabilities Act, and they are hiring not based on being blind, because whoever designed this must be. Yeah.
I'd like to reiterate the views of Diaz expressed on this podcast do not reflect those of the other hosts.
This is the
Please
Stevie
send
Wonder
your
edition.
angry emails to info@tonemobpodcast.com.
Listen,
Thank you.
I'm very. If anyone is listening to this and knows someone that is blind or is offended because they are blind themselves, this is not an insult to the blind community. This is an insult to Fender. Because at some point someone okayed this, and I'm upset with that person.
I don't hate it as much.
Look at the pick guard on the bottom horn.
I know.
That's
I know.
how the
I know.
deluxe is.
Is it really?
No,
Does
it's
it not
not.
go the whole way?
It's
Yeah, I
not that
think it
far away
is.
from the horn. No, it's not. It is not that far away.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I just pulled mine out.
Well, yours is. There's no way. Hold on.
I'm
Let's see.
Googling it too. I think Chris is right.
I've had two
it's
of these.
different. It's different. It doesn't go. It doesn't go the full horn, but it is a different shape than what they have on this Jazzmaster one.
It's a different shape. It doesn't go the full horn. I'm not talking about going the full horn. I don't care. I'm saying the way they did it on this one looks horrible.
I think if they had like done the actual like deluxe pick guard like full shape and then just
Yeah.
did what they did with this, that it would have been fine.
Because it has that little tiny hook. It doesn't even follow the horn to the like it should. It just I don't like it at all. Ugly. Y'all can talk about it all you want. I'm gonna sit over here.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it in the group that if this was like more like a baritone like jazz tele mix, I'd definitely love it for that.
Yeah, the neck looks short as a result, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because we're so used to the elongated shape of an offset that on a Telecaster body and a normal scale length, it just looks a little funny because you have so much string after the bridge. into.
Yeah, didn't you
into
mention that
vibrato.
there's probably like minimal wood
Yeah,
like on that end pin?
Yeah, that's something I'd be concerned with in this because the route that you need to put in for Jazzmaster vibrato is pretty deep, and it's a swimming pool route. Like they don't taper it at all, so it's so close to the bridge pin, or it's the strap pin there. I don't think there's that much wood right there. I'd be worried about like if the guitar fell on the strap pin, would it crack the wood?
I hope they have these at NAMM so I can tell them how I feel about it there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my word down of you're gonna play one and you're gonna want one.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
It depends which Fender vibrato unit they use, because if they have like they have ones where the vibrato arm is really sloppy inside of it, and then they have like whatever they fixed on the Johnny Marr one. They actually put a nylon sleeve in there. That's like what they also do with like if you buy a stay trem that has a nylon sleeve in it, and that just firms up how the baller reacts with the trem unit, and it like makes it my favorite vibrato. But unless you have that, like I put a stay trem on mine, but like unless you have something like that, it's not a fun unit to use. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What do you think Fender should do? I personally am a fan of Fender kind of sticking to the classics and doing those well. Like I
I
don't
want to see more like P90s from them other than on like Squire guitars.
Yeah, mine would be the Troublemaker is really the gem of this Parallel Universe series to me. I'd love to see an affordable version of that. I think that would sell like
a
crazy.
mass-produced one. Like instead of doing because
a made in Mexico comes in at about $800 to $900 and still comes in that like denim blue.
Yeah,
I
that
think
would
that
put
would
it
sell
in
like
like
crazy.
the deluxe range, so it'd
Yeah.
just be like another model of that.
Yeah.
With the
Essentially.
Shawbuckers or whatever humbucker they're pushing these days. I think that would sell that would be wonderful, and they could even strip the features down on it a little bit. I don't know if that one had fretboard binding and that kind of stuff, but I think that would be amazing. And then the other thing I want is a baritone Telecaster.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I think that they could do. I'm tired of seeing the Parallel Universe because I know that they're like everyone's still talking about it's the same thing that's been announced, and they just haven't.
I mean, it's their thing for this year. That's what they're doing.
It's ugly though. Like I wish they need to stop trying to bastardize stuff and mix two things together. And sorry, I'm allergic to their bullcrap. And just stick with the classics. Like if you're gonna change something, like change the pickups. But hold on.
Or maybe do more stuff like the actual like Troublemaker and like classic something else classic styled.
Well,
Yeah.
the
That's
Troublemaker
normal.
is the least part spin out of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So that's part of it. Like why we actually think of it as kind of like a newer design, even though in reality it's basically what the guy from Jimmy Eat World's been playing for a while, isn't it?
I don't know.
Unless he has like the core, was it the Corbata? Core something? I never know how to pronounce it. Spanish
Coronado?
word. No, it's the Telly with the TV Jones pickups.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that the? Oh no. I was going to say there's also the guy who
There's the White
Josh
Chicken.
from Red Hot Chili Peppers plays the Gretsch Fender mashup thing.
The White Chicken or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that Fender needs to. It's kind of like turkey bacon. Stop trying to be something you're not. Just do what you've done so well for so long. We love you for what you are, Fender.
Oh, the Jimmy Eat World one has a F hole in it.
Oh yeah,
And
faux F
two
holes.
knobs.
Never do those, please.
I saw so I was at Chicago Music Exchange earlier today, and I saw the signature Strat that has an F hole in it.
Eric Johnson's.
Yeah.
Is it a
Just
fake F hole?
It's real. It just
No.
looks
Okay.
terrible. It looks terrible in real life.
I like it. I've seen that like faux F holes have been a thing. Paul Gilbert always played with faux F holes, and I saw a video today, and it just made me mad seeing them because I don't get it. Like you're just painting on, and I understand it's just a design you're painting on, but
Well, on top of that, he's playing Ibanez's that were like really sharp modern lines or like postmodern
Yeah.
design. And so he's taking a classical design and throwing out a postmodern thing, and it just feels out of place
yeah, I guess.
aesthetically.
I don't know about all the artsy words, but it's ugly. Let's see. Yeah, I'm simple. I don't care. Bless my heart.
So, how many more of these do we have still coming out? I don't think the Troublemakers actually hit the street yet.
Was it still on pre-order when you looked it up?
I don't know. Last time we talked
Marissa
about
had
this.
it up, then I don't know why she's not talking.
I don't know either.
I've debated
yeah, it's still on
pre-ordering
Yes.
those.
pre-order. So
I've
we
been
had the
debating-
Strat Tele Hybrid. So I think we still have the Elite Nashville Telecaster, and the Tele Thin Line Super Deluxe, and the White Guard Strat. Oh, the Jaguar Strat and the May Tora.
Oh, the
These are
Mandora
really
didn't
not
come out
far
yet?
along at all. I don't think so.
I thought that was coming out like the first of all of them, but
Maybe it did, and it just didn't like land.
so these are all supposed to be limited number too, right? Or are they just going to make them until they
Yes.
sell out? Because like I was looking, I think the Troublemaker Telly is going to sell out and
Yeah.
going to appreciate in value. So I was kind of tempted to do like a pre-order on it and just
Do
like
it.
sell my spot in line when they're all sold out. But
I don't know. The article I'm looking at doesn't say anything, but yeah. If I can get a bonus this year when the Troublemaker hits, it's probably going to be top of my list.
yeah, it's a great looking guitar.
Available
I can't buy it.
6/26. Ooh.
When is it available?
This month, like right before NAMM.
Oh my gosh. That sucks. Dang it.
It's like, sorry, we won't be at NAMM this year. We had to buy guitars.
I mean, if it's a great looking guitar, that price point, I think I'd be getting a KR1 before I'd be getting that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need to get. Honestly, I can't buy any other guitars this year. I gotta buy a Cower. Might end up selling some guitars in the next week and buy a Cower. We'll
Is that going to be your what's new for next week?
No. No.
I sold my truck and now I have a new guitar.
Yeah, I have to walk to work. It's only a
And a
4-hour
moped.
walk. So
You'll get a bicycle. It'll be great.
Yeah, just
it's
moped
a
it up.
40-minute drive. Like even on a bicycle, I'll be weighing 5 pounds by the time we get to NAMM. And come on, baby, let's go. Hop on the back of the bike. We're going to NAMM. All right. Well, I guess we can wrap this episode up. Let's just end it with saying that these guitars are still ugly and hideous.
Some of them.
Like 75%. How many guitars are there?
I don't know. I lost
4,
count. There's like
5.
no more than that. 8. I'm just gonna throw a number out there.
Yeah, you're just throwing random numbers out there. But be sure to check out the Threadless store. Go and buy a
Get-
shower curtain.
Get yourself a mug. Everybody needs something to drink their coffee out of,
Unless you don't drink
and
coffee
or
like me.
whiskey.
They're good mugs.
You can put whiskey in there. So follow us on Instagram at The Effects Loop, or join our Facebook group. You just go there, search for The Effects Loop. And then if you have any ideas for topics or want to give us money for fun things, I don't know, go to The Effects Loop or email us at theeffectsloop@gmail.com. So for The Effects Loop, I'm Diaz.
I'm Chris.
I'm Marissa.
I'm Scott.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Boy.
Bye.
Bye.